guys, for today's video, we are going to talk about solving quadratic equations by extracting square root. Before we proceed to the steps, we have here the square root principle. That is, if x squared is equal to k, then x is equal to the positive and negative square root of k. So we have different steps in solving quadratic equations by extracting square root. The first step is to isolate the perfect square. Next, we need to take the square root of both sides, and don't forget the positive negative sign. Third, we need to simplify. Then we need to get the value of x and check if the solutions is or are correct. So let's have the first example. Let's say we have the quantity of x minus 5 squared is equal to 49. So going back, the first step is to isolate the perfect square. So in this example, the perfect square number is already by itself. That is 49. Then, we need to take the square root of both sides. And we need to remember the positive and negative sign. So we have the square root of the quantity of x minus 5 squared is equal to positive negative square root of 49. Then let's simplify. So we have x minus 5 is equal to positive and negative 7. Then we need to get the value of x. So we have x minus 5 equals positive and negative 7. Excuse. So to get the value of x, we need to apply here the addition property of equality. So we need to transfer minus 5 on the right side. So all we have to do is to add positive 5 on both sides. So we have x minus 5 plus 5 is equal to positive negative 7 plus 5. So we have our x sub 1 is equal to positive 7 plus 5. That is equal to 12. And we have our x sub 2, which is negative 7 plus 5. And that is equal to negative 2. Since we now have the value of our x, we need to check if the solutions are correct. To check if the solutions are correct, we just have to substitute the values of x to our original equation. So for x sub 1, that is equal to 12, we have the quantity of 12 minus 5 raised to 2 is equal to 49. So we have 7 squared. Since 12 minus 5 is equal to 7, that is 7 squared is equal to 49, and 49 is equal to 49. It means that our x sub 1 is correct. Next, let's check for our x sub 2, which is equal to negative 2. The same with our x sub 1, we just need to substitute the value of x to our original equation. So we have the quantity of negative 2 minus 5 squared is equal to 49. So we have negative 7 squared is equal to 49, and that is 49 is equal to 49. So this means that our solutions are correct. And let's have another example. Let's say we have 7 times the quantity of x plus 6 squared minus 2 is equal to 22. Again, let's perform it using the steps. First, let's isolate the perfect square. So we have 7 times the quantity of x plus 6 squared minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 22 plus 2. So in here, we apply the addition property of equality. As you can see, we added positive 2 to both sides. Since we want to eliminate negative 2 and transfer it to the right side. So we added both sides by positive 2. So the result is equal to 7 times the quantity of x plus 6 squared is equal to 24. Then, we need to divide 7 on both sides of our equation. So we have the quantity of x plus 6 squared is equal to 24 over 7. So we are now done with the first step. Next, let's perform the second step, which is to take the square root of both sides. So we have the square root of the quantity of x plus 6 squared equals positive negative square root of 24 over 7. Next, let's simplify. So we have x plus 6 is equal to positive negative 2 square root of 42 all over 7. So we know that in 24, or we have square root of 24 over square root of 7. So all we did is we rationalize. We multiplied square root of 7 over square root of 7 to square root of 24 over square root of 7. And that results to 2 square root of 42 over 7. Then we need to get the value of x. So we have x plus 6 is equal to positive negative 2 square root of 42 all over 7. Again, we need to apply the addition property of equality. So since we want to eliminate positive 6 here, we need to subtract 6 to both sides. So we have x plus 6 minus 6 is equal to positive negative 2 square root of 42 over 7 minus 6. So, what we did is, we need to multiply 7 on our expression. So we have 7 times positive negative 2 square root of 42 all over 7 minus 6. And this results to positive negative 2 square root of 42 minus 42 all over 7. So we now have our x sub 1, which is equal to negative 42 plus 2 square root of 42 all over 7, and x plus 2 equals negative 42 minus 2 square root of 42 all over 7. Since we now have the values of our x, we need to check if our solutions are correct. So for x sub 1 equals negative 42 plus 2 square root of 42 all over 7, we have 7 times the quantity of negative 42 plus 2 square root of 42 all over 7 plus 6 squared minus 2 equals 22. So we have 24 minus 2, and that is 22 equals 22. This means that our x sub 1 is correct. And for x sub 2, the same with x sub 1, we need to substitute the value, which is negative 42 minus 2 square root of 42 all over 7 to our original equation. So we have 7 times the quantity of negative 42 minus 2 square root of 42 all over 7 plus 6 squared minus 2 equals 22. So we have 24 minus 2 equals 22, and 22 is equal to 22. This means that our solutions are correct. And that's all for solving quadratic equations by using or by extracting square root. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to use the comment section. Also, please subscribe to my friend's YouTube channel. I will include the link in the description box. Thank you!